Hey everyone, Sweet Johnny Cage here, back with another guide for Resident Evil Village. This time I'm going to show you how to take down Heisenberg on Village of Shadows difficulty without the use of any infinite ammo weapons or New Game Plus items. Starting off the fight, you want to use your missiles as a way to get Heisenberg away from you. This is really important on Village of Shadows difficulty because the boss is way stronger than he is on any other difficulty. On both standard and hardcore, I just sort of let him get in my face. I would block his attacks and just keep moving, very rarely using missiles. On Village of Shadows difficulty, however, that will not be the case. He is very strong and can kill you really quickly. So, you will want to use the cover that gets strewn about the field. I didn't actually realize that it could be used as cover until this difficulty, but the general strategy does stay the same. You want to shoot the red parts of his body. They will explode and sort of stagger him for a bit. I generally always go for the base first. This sort of slows him down a bit, and then I'll go for the arm on the right, and then the arm on the left. And that's my right, his left, and then my left, his right. So this sort of pattern here, center, right, left, that's generally what I do. And then if he ever gets close to me, I'll use a missile to back him up. But you want to be very careful because the missiles do have a decent reload time, and if he's close to you and your back is up against a fence or something, it may not really be that effective at pushing him away from you. So you got to really be aware of your surroundings during this fight. But don't be afraid to use the cover. Don't be afraid to just lay bullets into him. Even if you're not hitting the red spots directly, you are still dealing damage to the boss. But dealing enough damage to the red spots does stun him for a little bit, giving you some breathing room. So this will likely take you a few tries on Village of Shadows difficulty. I know it did for me. He really surprised me with his strength. What I recommend is, in the beginning of the fight, if he does end up getting a hit on you that you weren't able to block, so just like a full-on hit, if that does happen, just start it over. You start right at the beginning of the fight. It's, to me, not really worth getting super far into this fight on low health when I could have just gotten there without getting hit, like you're sort of seeing here. I think I got hit once. But that's just sort of the general strategy. Use the cover, shoot the red areas, and then if he ever does this sort of metal barrier, just shoot the red spot in his face, and then eventually he'll sort of explode and get staggered. You want to keep repeating this process until the red spots go away completely, and then he sort of just moves to the center of the room, or the field, I guess. When that happens, the sort of first phase of the fight is mostly over, and then you will get brought up into the sky, you'll crash down, and then you'll have to do damage to him using regular weapons. Once this happens, I recommend using the grenade launcher, because that will stun him, and he's a lot faster than you are, so you really need to keep your distance from him, even when you're on foot. Alright, so just a little bit more damage here, and he will go down in phase 1, and then you can see phase 2 in action. You just use missiles or just keep shooting the red areas, but once he sort of does that big sort of stagger and all of the red areas on his machine body go away, that's how you know you're done with phase 1. And then from here, you can literally just wait. I'm not sure if shooting him in this phase will still deal damage to him. I'd probably have to watch some speedrunners to see what they do. I know that on PC there has been a mod release that shows you boss health bars, which is quite helpful. I do wish that there was some sort of indication in this game of boss health bars, or even enemy health bars or something, just because you really don't ever want to waste ammo, especially on higher difficulties. Okay, so this is phase 2. Factory blows up. Heisenberg calls Chris a boulder-punching asshole, and then we can get on to the rest of the fight. What I recommend doing, as always, is picking up all the ammunition around the field, because after you deal the final shot to Heisenberg, you can no longer move around this field and you miss out on all the ammo. So just keep moving around. There are explosive rounds, sniper rounds, a whole manner of ammo around this field. Use your explosive rounds from the grenade launcher. These will always guarantee a staggered hit. You don't necessarily need to hit him in any particular area. Any shot will do. That said, I'm not 100% sure if hitting him in the fleshy, exposed areas deals more damage. I kind of assumed it does. That's really what I'm aiming for, but I could be wrong. It could just all work out. So once you're out of explosive rounds, go ahead and take out the sniper rifle, and then you can use the cover around the field to block his attacks. But you do need to be careful because he can still sort of reach you no matter where you are. He moves very fast compared to you. It's a little deceiving. It doesn't look like he's moving too fast, but believe me, he is. So I'm always aiming for the face. That's just sort of my go-to. As you can see there, he sort of brings his little, I don't know, whirligig saw from Bloodborne, just sort of sweeps after you. While that's happening, you just want to do your best to avoid it. I actually just ran right past it. This attack, I had only ever seen this on Village of Shadows difficulty because it took so long to kill him, but he can basically use his magnetic powers and then create a really, really big arm that he will then sweep you with and try to kill you with. But after a while, after you just keep dealing more and more damage to him, he will go down, and then this sort of same thing will repeat from the transition of Phase 1. He'll move towards the middle of the field, and then that's kind of it. The problem, though, is that in this phase, it's hard to know when that's happening because you don't always... it's tough to recognize the final explosion from the rest if you're not paying close attention. But once he sort of catches on fire, that's how you know you can stop shooting. He'll move to the middle, and then it's scripted from here on out. And that's it. That's Heisenberg, and that is on Village of Shadows difficulty without the use of any infinite ammo weapons. I guess the tank has infinite ammo, now that I'm thinking about it, but that's by default. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to help you out. If you're looking for more guides for Resident Evil Village, especially on Village of Shadows difficulty, please subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when new guides go live. If you're interested in supporting the channel monetarily, please consider becoming a channel member by clicking the blue join button below this video. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and on Twitch, and as always, I'm Sweet Johnny Cage. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
This can't be the end for me! I must kill